Yes, the housing market is competitive, and yes, inflation is real. But do you ever wonder if, despite all the noise, if you're actually doing okay financially? Well, here are 6 signs that you're doing better with money than you think you are. Let me know in the comments if you agree, and make sure to like, subscribe, and share this episode with a friend. All right, let's jump in. Sign number 1 that you're doing better with money than you think you are. You have more than $400 saved. So here's what's crazy. A few years ago in 2022, data found that only 63% of Americans said that they would be able to afford a $400 emergency with cash or savings. Isn't that wild, you guys? So 37% of Americans could not cover a $400 emergency. So if you have more than $400 in the bank, you're doing great. And if you have $1,000 saved, which is baby step 1, you are doing incredible. So either that's a great sign for you, or you're like, oh crap, I need to get some money saved. If so, get to it. All right, sign number 2, you can cash flow your monthly expenses. So for a lot of people, they are living in this paycheck to paycheck cycle, meaning they may be covering everything, but they have to wait for that next paycheck for sure, because they don't have savings. Like we just talked about, they have nothing. And if that paycheck doesn't come in, things are not able to be paid. And so if you have some margin and some buffer, then it is incredible when you're able to pay for those expenses, have some extra breathing room and some margin, and even carry it over to the next month if you need to. But having that margin is fantastic. So you're not on this really tight paycheck to paycheck living. Or even worse, if you're having to go into debt just to cover your basics. Now, if you need help organizing all of this, a monthly budget is incredible, and EveryDollar is my favorite budgeting app. I'll leave a link down below. Make sure to check it out. Sign number 3 is that you have no debt, or you're actively working to pay it off. So like we just talked about, having $1,000 saved is baby step 1 of the Ramsey plan. And then once you have that, then you can go to start working to pay off all of your debt. And this is where you're going to list out all of your debts, smallest to largest, regardless of the interest rate, pay minimum payments on everything, and pay off the smallest debt first. So I would say, for sure, if you don't have debt and you are debt-free, no student loans, no personal loans, no credit card debt moving over, month to month, you're in an incredible spot. Because a lot of people, their mindset is, well, debt's just a part of my life. It's just what you do, To get a new car, of course, you have to borrow money and get a car loan. That's what you do. So you go buy a brand new $40,000 car and you have payments. And then when you're done with that, you go get another car and another car loan. And you live this life where debt is a part of it. So if you have gotten out or you're working to change your mindset around that, you are doing fantastic. Now, before I share the rest of the list, I do want to tell you about 2 incredible sponsors that can make your life easier and better with the services they offer. So first up is Fairwinds. So y'all, when you're working the baby steps, your bank shouldn't be working against you. And this is why I love Fairwinds Credit Union, because they share Ramsey values, and their smart checking and savings bundle was designed to line up with the baby steps. Their customer service and who they are, you guys, are incredible. I love them so much. Creating an account, everything was so simple and so easy. So if you are ready to move your money somewhere that supports your financial goals, Fairwinds is what you've been looking for. So head to fairwinds.org/Ramsey to open your smart checking and savings bundle today. Next, if you have not gotten your Delete Me subscription yet, you guys, no time is better than right now. If you don't remove your personal data from the internet, it's basically like a billboard for everyone to see, because your name and your address, your email, even your kids' names are out there on sketchy data broker websites. And those data brokers collect your data, sell it, and that puts you at risk for scams and fraud. But Delete Me goes in and removes your data to help protect you from phishing, harassment, and other online threats. So your family's safety and financial security are way too important to leave exposed. So go to joindeleteme.com/Rachel for 20% off their annual plans, bringing your monthly cost to under $9 a month, or just click the link in the description. All right, sign number 4 that you're doing better financially than maybe you think you are is that you have retirement savings. So ideally, I want you putting 15% of your income towards retirement accounts. And these are great because there's a lot of tax advantage ones like a Roth IRA or a Roth 401k or even just a 401k, right? So that 15% can feel really overwhelming. That's why you want to do it after you are debt free and you have a fully funded emergency fund with 3 to 6 months of expenses. Then you're going to start funding retirement. But can I just tell you, you guys, that, man, I take so many calls on the Ramsey show. And there's a lot of people that are getting to that age, in their late 50s and even in their 60s where they don't have a lot saved for retirement, or some of them nothing. And they're just depending upon Social Security. So this is not great. So if you have any level of savings in retirement, I'm going to say you're doing a great job. Now, pause that if you still have debt and you don't have, an emergency fund, other savings that's liquid. Take care of that first. Then press play on retirement investing and invest 15% of your income into retirement. So your 401k is where I would start. Go up to your employer's match. And then if you still have 15% of your income, maybe that takes 5% of your income, I don't know, to go up to that employer match, then go and fund a Roth IRA. And then if you max it out and you still have some percentage left, go back to the 401k. So that's kind of the formula. So remember, match beats Roth beats traditional. All right, sign number 5, you check your bank account regularly. Yes. So sometimes it's like this trend that I'm hearing, and sometimes people are like, oh my gosh, my bank account balance is none of my business. Like, I'm just like, it's fine. It's all going to work out. And people kind of put their head in the sand financially and like, listen, you have to live in reality. You have to know what's going on with your money, you guys. And if you don't check your balance and not know what is going on with your money, that is not a good place to be. Now, if you are budgeting every month, every dollar the budgeting app is linked to your checking account, which is fantastic. And so that's able to get you in a great rhythm of being on top of it. But again, I talked to some people and they don't even know their bank login. And so ignorance is not bliss when it comes to that. Know what money you have. All right, number 6 is that you're able to practice generosity. So this is a really big part of your financial journey, is being generous and living your life with an open hand. And for a lot of people, whether it's, the belief of like, well, if I just had more, I would give, or I'll do it, when I get to this place financially, there's all these excuses, because I want to say for the most part, I think most of humanity wants to be a good person, right? And wants to like help people. I don't think people are being selfish just for the sake of like being selfish. Maybe there are some people like that. But I would say for the most part, we don't even have the self-awareness of how we're viewing our money, and or we don't feel like we have the margin for it. But can I just tell you, your character during this process, as you start working your way out of debt and building wealth and investing and all of it, having giving as part of the formula, even from the beginning, is going to change who you are. And that is a huge part of winning financially. It's not just the numbers and the dollars, but it is truly not only what you're doing for people, but what is helping inside of you, what's changing you. And so there's something very transformative about giving. And if you are doing that on a consistent basis, I'm going to say you are doing great financially. Okay, so these were some of the signs that you are doing better than you think. But have you ever wondered where your money habits place you in terms of wealth building? Well, make sure to check out the episode, Are Your Habits Broke, Average, or Wealthy? That's coming up next. And if you're listening on podcast, I will leave a link below. All right, you guys, remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.